Hello, everyone. And it's great to see you all again. Thank you for returning. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, particularly if you're enjoying the content or if you have an idea, please share it. So today I wanted to talk about the death of Claude Lemieux, 60 years old, who took his own life. And it highlights an issue for men of every age, and that is self-deletion and the sense of hopelessness and despair that many men feel. We feel that we're not in control of our own lives, and to a large degree that's true. And I don't know what Mr. Lemieux's particular motivation was for self-deletion, but I can surmise. I think this is a particular problem for men of every age, as I've said previously. I don't think it's exclusive to my generation. Certainly I know a lot of millennial men. It's an issue with veterans. It's an issue with young men. And so if this was something that was occurring in the female population in the Western world, we would be uncovering heaven and earth to find out why, what was wrong with women, what we could do to mitigate the circumstances, allocating all types of resources to addressing it. And frankly, I think this has always been an issue for men, perhaps to a lesser degree, especially when men had a lot more purpose, right? When we were in Western civilization, building families, in the post-war world, especially building families, had solid jobs, were working towards something, building careers, achieving, starting businesses. And today, all of these things have become so remote for many men. You have men who, in their 40s now, who are virgins. And you have men who have never been married. You have men who have never had families, had children. This is pretty commonplace today, where it was very uncommon when I was a young man, 50 years ago. So there's a real sense of despair at not having control over one's life. There's a real sense that things are not going to get better anytime soon. There's a real sense that society and people in general don't care. These are all things that are understandable. I wish we could address them. I wish there was some way where we could turn our society around. And unfortunately, we're operating against forces, evil forces, I think, that are very much vested in certain outcomes, in destroying the family, further destroying the family, in particularly making Western men impotent in this rampant, almost militant feminism. And it's, today's feminism, fourth wave feminism, is not really at all oriented towards equal rights. It's oriented towards, a very gynocentric, female-dominated society. So, at any rate, I feel for Mr. Lemieux's family. I feel for all the families and all the loved ones, the friends and the loved ones that suffer when someone self-deletes in this world. I understand where people are coming from. I too have in the past lived with a sense of despair, and there are certain things that for me worked, and I think everyone is different. I don't think what worked for me necessarily will work for everyone, but certainly I turned to my faith, I turned to God, and that's what has given me solace. I think because of how I was raised and the generation I was raised, and I was very independent and self-sufficient. I could, I had friends, but as what happens to all of us as we get older, the pool of our friends dwindles, right? Sometimes we move multiple times, we have our families, and we establish relationships, and all these things kind of take precedence many times around having a circle of friends. But if you're fortunate enough to keep at least a small circle of friends, there are the organizations out there to help people, to help veterans, to help men. There are hotlines that we can call. There are some resources out there for people to reach out. And if you know someone, a man who is in this situation, please get help or encourage your friend or your loved one to get help. Anyway, that's all I have today. I hope to see everyone out there down the road. Thank you, and have a good day.